Confirmed tonight, migrant children are coming to San Antonio. We have just learned Joint Base San Antonio will house unaccompanied minors.
But the Bexar County Sheriff is hoping another location will not be used. Eyewitness News anchor Sharon Coe is tracking major developments tonight as the border crisis reaches San Antonio.
The Pentagon approves. Preparations are now immediately underway at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. The migrant minors will stay temporarily at a vacant dorm. According to the Pentagon, Lackland will receive those children as soon as the dorm is ready. The Department of Defense says military operations will be unaffected.
Again, this is a humanitarian effort.
The Freeman Coliseum could be next.
Discussion of potentially housing up to 2,100.
Tonight, Commissioner Justin Rodriguez says if the 32,000 square foot county facility is approved, coronavirus safety measures will be in place.
Again, if this goes forward, having a separate area for those who may be tested later and need to be quarantined there at Freeman.
But Sheriff Javier Salazar speaking out against this possibility with a list of concerns. He says they do not have enough manpower. He said, quote, "I have no intention of allowing my deputies to become the front-facing uniforms of this volatile issue."
What I understand is if it is a housing site for these kids, that DHS, the feds would be in charge of that.
At this time, a possible contract with the Freeman is being discussed, but nothing has been finalized. The commissioner says more information could come in by Friday. Sharon Coe, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.